Would you do that for us, Pat?
Yeah.
Would you do me the honor of eating food I bought for you?
I would let you watch, too.
Oh, man, dude, if only that made me come.
Man, we'd be in the money.
We'd be in the money. You'd be, because I'd be paying you to gorge.
I would gorge. Call me Pat Gorge.
Yeah. I finally saw a video where I was like, we don't need Instagram anymore. It was like some girl who gets paid to like shit on dude's chest. She was like, here's my pre-Duke meal. And you're like, we don't need to do this app anymore.
Man, she's got it all figured out.
She needs to call me back. That's what you were about to say.
It's so fucking...
She needs to check her DMs.
Can I tell you something?
Anything.
Can I tell you something, brother?
Except that.
I don't understand a lot.
Spelling.
A lot of things. I mean, I'm telling you so much.
Brother.
Smutty things, I get. I'm never on board with feet.
Doo-doo.
Never on, but for some reason, I'm not into it, right? I'm not into BDSM necessarily. I'm not into shit or piss, water sports, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, I get it. Because, like, when you say something like that, like, that's her job and that's how, like, her normal thing, for some reason, it's so
It's like a thing
hot.
you'd never do, but I get.
I'm like, when you say that to me, I go, damn, that's my first thought is when you, oh, this lady that gets paid to shit on people's chests. I'm like, that's so fucking hot. But
what?
I'm not hot. I'm not turned on by that. Does that make sense? I can acknowledge that it's super fucking hot. Like Brad Pitt.
Are you saying you want to get shit on?
I don't. But the fact that somebody's willing to get paid to do that is hot.
Oh, like you'd rather be the shitter.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying the fact that, like, I'm assuming she's probably an attractive girl, maybe?
Like a hot, fat goth girl. Hot
Okay.
enough.
All right. Well, that's still one of those things where you're like,
I think for the girls
I think
who
the prettier the girl, the hotter it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're
Oh,
just
yeah, that's
if
like
you're
a
slob,
fucking... Big J was saying that shit, right? There's something hot about a hot chick doing degenerate shit.
Yeah, and that like she's even at like the more like she's just like meh, whatever. It's like I get it. I feel like it's in the same.
That's it, okay.
It's on the same spectrum as the BDSM.
I see where you're coming from. I don't.
It's like degradation or what's it called, or like humiliation or something like that. Like
I don't. My
but
brain
also just the thing.
My brain goes the other way.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time.
Ew.
Yucky. No, like I remember the one time because if I see a beautiful woman and then if she's doing like degenerate shit, I go, you stupid bitch. But then if I go, like the one time I was driving through Pennsylvania and I stopped at like an Exxon and I walk and there's like a tiny little redneck girl. She's kind of cute, but she just has like bright green cornrows in her hair.
Yeah.
And like I'm just trying to buy a soda and a bag of chips and she's screaming with her baby daddy on the phone and I just go, you're so fucking beautiful, you stupid bitch. I'd love to do anything to you and not feel bad about it.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that video? I think it was like a couple years ago, maybe like probably like 2 or 3 years ago. It was a lady, maybe even post-pandemic. I feel like soon, it was recent, where this lady was singing this cover of "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
Live. And this
karaoke or band?
Like a band.
Okay.
And there was this lady that was like a thick, she kind of looked like a hot lady Lenny Kravitz. Like
okay.
And like a rocker,
Lenny Kravitz
rocker
is,
broad. He's a hot dude.
He's a hot dude.
Yeah.
There's a list of dudes where I go, it's not completely gay.
Dude's hot.
Like if you heard one of your buddies like, yeah, we went to Prince's place, we were all in the mix, I think he like sucked my dick for a little bit, you'd be like, that's not that
What was
gay.
that like?
Yeah, you're like,
it'd be like no judgment, just be like,
like
how'd
that's
that
not
feel?
that gay.
Yeah, tell me.
You're fine.
What was it like?
Can you detail, like explain it with detail?
but this guy, I can't remember exactly how it was. It seems like it was like pre-planned between them. And which, again, maybe that was like a OnlyFans thing or something. I don't know. But this guy goes up on stage,
Was it like farting in the name of?
lays down. She pulls her pants down as she's singing the song.
Oh, I've seen this, and she pisses on
all
him.
over this guy. And I'm just like, I watched that clip, and I go, maybe it's because she's so hot.
Yeah.
I go like, damn, that's hot. But like, I'm not like, man, I really wish I was getting
You're
pissed
not
on.
wanting to
but
get
I
pissed
get it.
on.
I don't want to be that guy, but
Yeah.
I totally get it. The foot thing, I still don't get.
I don't
necessarily.
like. Yeah, I have like a more. The foot thing makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't. Don't get me wrong. Like sometimes when. No, see, I like watching trashy girls do trashy shit.
Yeah.
When you see like a super hot chick, you're like, "What are you doing? This isn't you want to be part of none of this. Get out of here. Get out of here and get back to your fucking father's house."
I am a fan of the exhibitionist shit, like that stuff. Like I do like that. So like the fact that she's doing that on stage in front of a crowd and it's being filmed is one of those things where I'm like, damn, this is just like,
dude, you know what's
inhibitions have been lowered, and I love it.
You know what's funny? I saw a similar video. It was at
similar to the video I just explained.
Yeah,
where the black lady was singing the Rage Against the Machine song.
No, you just it jostled my brain because I was like, I remember. You know, when you said exhibitionist, it was on stage, and but I don't think it was a band, but I remember it was two girls, and then like right before it gets crazy, they're like start to pair up like this, and I go, wow, that's some great catch can wrestling. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, catch as Pat can.
Patch.
Explain it to you.
You just got tricked. That video never existed. We're talking about catch wrestling.
What's the many things?
Such a crazy shift up from what we normally do.
I was going to talk about the flood, and I was going to bring that from the piss. But no, there's a little sport that seemed to we're in MMA. We're
MMA month.
We are here talking about the birth of not only. This is the little fun part. Not only MMA,
but what?
but also pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It changed Olympic wrestling. And get this, Andy. This may have actually the jiu-jitsu gets a lot of credit for being like the number one art, the oldest kind of profession, essentially, aside from prostitution. But as far as the grappling arts, like it's one of like something that was taught to the Gracie. The lineage has been traced back to.
Yeah, it's old.
But this may have an effect on that in general, and may be the actual beginning of grappling or all combat sports in general.
When did jiu-jitsu start?
That was much later on. That was
because this started in like the early 1900s.
So I didn't actually
literally in the 1900.
It was Mitsuyo. Sorry, Maeda. Excuse me. Jesus Christ, I can't say anything. But it was I believe in the 1930s. So 1940. So I think it was in the 1930s because he passed away in 1941. So it was the story is he was bringing Japanese judo from Japan and went to Brazil and started teaching it to the Gracies. And the Gracies adapted that into Brazilian jiu-jitsu, which ended up going in. So that was how it was always tracked, essentially. But before that, what Maeda did was he actually traveled to England and actually competed against some of these catch wrestlers in their competitions. So he actually took what he learned there. He ended up coming in. He lost in the finals, but he ended up competing in multiple competitions. So it is believed that he took those. He actually left from there, and not long after went to Brazil. So like that actually helped to shape. He competed in a lot of catch wrestling competitions, which probably helped him train and form his own version of jiu-jitsu.
I would believe it because from what I was reading, the skill that these wrestlers had.
Yeah.
I forget the dude's name. Was it Bosch, maybe? I forget his name, but he was like a dude who he was like an English guy, went to Japan and trained some of I started recognizing some of the names you've told me of, like old Japanese like MMA fighters and shit. So like this dude who was born in like the 1920s went on to go to Japan and train some of the biggest fighters in Japan. Yeah. So this catch wrestling shit, from what I've read, and you definitely have probably the better details on it, but it was like the part that really stuck out to me that was like so cool was they didn't really have a set of like, because I feel like when you go to jiu-jitsu, they go, let's teach you the standard chokes and the standard holds and the standard yada yada yadas when it comes to like, making people tap out and stuff. And in the early 1900s when they were doing this, they were like, we just got to like figure it. They were just figuring it out.
Yeah. So
they were, but I just imagine dudes being like, yeah, what if I put your arm here? And he's like, that doesn't hurt. You're like, ah, shit. And then he's just like, okay.
Yeah. No, literally, it really is just kind of joint manipulation. That's that's the fun thing about that was brought up to me. I think, and so I will say I want to give credit to I think somebody that does great deep dives and is. I enjoy their videos immensely. I would suggest subscribing to MMA on Point.
I've watched a bunch of theirs. I love a good top 10 list on a thing I know nothing about. So I also give it the cosign as a guy who knows a lot less about MMA than Pat.
But they also they're very thorough. Like the whole time I'm watching, I like they have the names, they have all the things. I just wanted to get like literally the actual some of the dates are so interesting to me. Because in the medieval ages in England, Lancashire folk wrestling was the most popular, where you follow your opponent to the ground and you worked for submissions or pins, which grew to Lancashire. So it basically then Lancashire up and down fighting. That's what it grew to. So up and down fighting is where you wore steel-toed boots and you could kick each other in the shins, and throttling was allowed. Do you know what throttling is? Throttling is actually something that's not allowed in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
It's just where you fucking put your hands on someone's neck.
Yeah, it sounds like you can't do that.
You're not allowed to do that. But in 1820, so many people had died, they made it illegal. So catch wrestling, or catch as catch can, was invented, and it was called that because you would try to grab anywhere you could. So it's essentially like you start from standing, and unlike like Greco-Roman wrestling or some of the other classic wrestling, you were allowed to you're grabbing whatever you can.
Well, and also,
that's what the name came from.
Wasn't the big difference from something like Greco-Roman, like you're not, in all of these, you're not like throwing punches and stuff, but in Greco-Roman, well, actually, you know what? As I'm saying it out loud, I guess like when you're doing jiu-jitsu and shit like this, like you could grab a guy and slam him to the ground.
Yeah.
But this is like substantially much more technical,
so
right?
Greco-Roman wrestling is a style of wrestling. That's actually that's what John Jones kind of specializes in. That's like what his main.
Don't they make gay jokes about him?
Huh?
Don't they make gay jokes about John Jones?
I just started hearing that.
Well, I just started making them.
But it actually, you're not allowed to, so this actually kind of goes against that. You're not allowed to grab below the waist. You can't do any holds below the waist or the legs, and any offensive or defensive maneuvers. It focuses on the upper body techniques like throws, lifts, and locks. This restriction makes it distinct from freestyle wrestling, which allows you to attack for the legs, like go for a single or a double or something like that.
A lot of that does make sense because I've seen a lot of Greco-Roman wrestling, and it does look like you're fighting so you don't get jerked off.
Yeah. No, don't go down there.
No, don't jerk me off.
Stay up here.
Do not make me come.
So training moves where you still see in modern day like MMA and stuff like that, wrestling, like you'll still, if there's any like kind of versions of that you could see of catch as catch can wrestling, it's just essentially like scrambles you would see in the MMA.
Yeah,
it's kind of a mixture of anything you could. There's no pulling guard or anything like that, but it's a lot of like.
What does that mean again?
Pulling guard?
Yeah,
it's basically where you lay on your back and accept like a position. So when you go like,
so when you start with someone on your back.
Yeah, so like if somebody were to come over to you in like no-gi jiu-jitsu, where they're just in like their regular stretchy clothes, they would go over and all you have to do is make contact with the person, and then you can pull guard, which is essentially you sit down. You kind of just sit down and you open your guard to them. So you pulling guard is you just saying like.
So that's like your choice in the fight.
Yeah.
So if you've decided I'm just gonna sit down, this is my decision to do this because I feel like this is the best choice right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you prefer gi or no gi?
I think honestly I do see the benefits in both of them. I don't really have a preference. I just, as far as like laundry wise, no gi.
Well, I was gonna. I told you I have a. I don't mean to brag. I did jiu-jitsu for a month in college. No, but I remember the month I did that.
Yeah.
I remember being like, this gi is so hot and uncomfortable.
So-
but whenever I would be fighting someone, I felt like, or not fighting, but sparring with someone, I felt like grabbing the gi gave you more control.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, essentially the practical use of gi jujitsu is basically so you can practice on like grabbing using the clothing they're wearing. Like if they're wearing a jacket or something, you'll be able to use that. To me, no gi kind of makes more sense because a lot of times people have like a lot of dudes will take their shirt off when they're about to fight.
Yeah.
So like I'm not doing that. So like I know I can protect myself from getting choked out with my shirt, but I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to choke you out with your shirt. But a lot of times, most of your clothes, unless it's like winter time or they're heavier, aren't going to mimic the gi well because they're not as sturdy.
And the gi's real thick and also kind of, there's a lot to it. You're right. Like if you have like a tight clothes around you, it's not going to be exactly like a gi.
Yeah. So there is basically I wanted to make sure I got the right term. So hold on, I think it's Vale Tudo.
Something about pants make you look taller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a show after this.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got a show at like 7, so I wasn't gonna drive all the way home. So I'm wearing my show clothes.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a weird revelation at the gym because I had a 5X shirt on that Robbie bought me.
Yeah.
At a fireworks stand, and I go, oh, I was like, you can look fatter if the shirt's way too big.
Why?
Like I'm not.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
'cause
if
it'll be,
you're
like, won't be flattering.
If you're drowning in a shirt, it lays over your gut differently because your shoulders aren't propping it up,
Oh, okay.
and you also just look like a pathetic fat guy that doesn't know how to dress himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you actually look fatter in an oversized shirt.
So,
Good thing I always have something to talk about.
So I think it's I think it's Vale Tudo. That's what I'm referring to. But it's basically there was a type of jujitsu that was so like back in the day, and this was my other point with this was gis are expensive.
Yeah.
So like to have
Well, that was
and like
funny. You were raising a couple bucks at Skankfest to get
Yeah.
that gi. They're not cheap.
no, and that's what I'm saying is like even a cheap one is about like I mean you could probably find them for $50 or something maybe, but like
It's like, why would you though?
maybe like you might be able to. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
if
not
you're
going to be
lucky,
comfortable.
you
Yeah.
might.
And so like usually they're $70-$80 is like a cheap one. So if you find cheaper ones, they're probably not going to last and it's not even technically worth it. But even still, you wear it. Some people like one of the biggest things in jiu-jitsu is like bacteria, grappling in general. Staph infections, getting like, bacteria and shit like that because
Venereal diseases.
yeah, I mean monkeypox, whatever.
You are an admitted tickler.
I tickle a bunch. I'm a real scamp. But like, if you go like, if you're not washing it well,
Yeah.
like every time,
Like
you can let it
second
air
you get
dry.
home.
Yeah, then you don't give a shit. But you're rolling with everybody. Then that's getting on everybody. You
Yeah.
stink. You suck. Like so, no-gi jujitsu just as far as like
It's cleaner.
it's just cleaner. Yeah, it's just I just like it a little bit better. But there was back then the kind of how no-gi jujitsu started was like when Brazil.
I'm hot.
Well, it was in Brazil first of all.
Oh, fuck that.
South America and Brazil. So like they're training in gis, but like it kind of became classist. So I believe I know what Vale Tudo is. Vale Tudo is essentially anything goes.
Yeah.
It means like there is striking, there's all this other bullshit. But like
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the actual term, but it is where they were like you can just do it in fucking gym clothes. And they're like, "Really? We can just do." They're like, "Yeah." Well, people started teaching jujitsu without the fucking gi. That's
shit-
it. And
also-
and then essentially gi trainers they started being like, "You fucking peasants, you idiots," and it became this thing where like they started like it was like mooring
Instead of being
gyms.
elitist fucks.
Yeah, so like then they actually competed, and they're like,
Yeah.
"All right, you can do whatever, you can wear whatever you want. I'll wear whatever I want." And it ended up the gi guy won, but it was a fight. Like it was like
Yeah.
it was a big fight. So like essentially, it kind of showed that like You don't need the fucking uniform. You can do this however you want.
Wait, last question, and then we should get back to the catch as catch can. If you see, because I always see the dude occasionally in a blue gi. Does that mean anything, or you just wanted a blue one?
No, it's so a lot of gyms, not a lot of gyms, maybe most, I guess, I don't know, but there are 3 competition colors you can have. You can have white, blue, or black gi. You're not supposed to have a lot of jazz on it unless you have sponsors or something like that. So, like, you can have your gym patch, you can have stuff like that, but it has to be blue, white, or black to compete. So a lot of people will just buy those colors just practically. So, and some gyms require you to wear their patch when you train there. So whether you have to rent a gi when you go there or when you become a member.
Gis in any color?
Yeah. Like, at this point, yeah, probably. My favorite.
Is it like a nerd thing though?
So, well, yes, technically. Well,
like if you roll up in an
it's almost like
gi.
if you're really into like disc golf or you're really into any other hobby. It's like that. Like you can get as big into something as you want to. There is a market now.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't always. But
so I could roll. It
started out just classic white because jiu-jitsu came from judo.
Yeah, I could roll in. I could purchase a Philadelphia Eagles gi, but if I roll up, they're gonna be like, "You're a dickhead."
No, not necessarily. You might be like, they might be like, I'm actually a Cowboys fan, but this is pretty sick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're like literally like it's that cool.
Order placed.
A lot of times it's the tone of the gym, and gyms will sell their own gis, obviously, or they'll just sell a company's gis. Sometimes they don't care about the patch. But one of my favorite of all time is from JujitsuGlobetrotters.com. They have a lightweight travel gi. So it's a lightweight, heavy duty material, but it's like super small. Yeah, and it fits perfect. And my favorite color is gray because I don't really give a shit about competing. It's not about that, but. But you should. If you want to, you should compete. It is one of those things. I competed for a while. I proved that it's one of those things where I'm like, this doesn't mean enough to me because it's still not real. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like one of those things I can't just simulate, like, he's trying to take everything from me. I'm like, he's a fucking bus driver. I just talked to him. He's a really nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we're in the above 30 division ultra heavyweight. Like we're not here to fucking take it. You know what I mean? Although I will say at one of the competitions I was at in Maryland, there was a UFC fighter there competing at purple belt.
Really?
And I had a friend in that division, and I was just like, good luck. He ended up winning, but it was also like
that's UFC fighter.
Yeah, that ended up being. It's one of those things where like. That's who it's for. You know, it's not for me.
Steph was saying that happens at CrossFit competitions all the time. There's a lot of people who they're not like it's not like professional CrossFitters, but they are very obviously should be in the higher ranking thing. Yeah. But because they want to, I'm not shitting on the UFC guy you brought up.
No.
But like they want to feel better. Yeah. So they are still able to qualify in the lower division. Yeah. And everyone in the lower division is like weekend warriors, and they're like, you guys fucking suck.
Well, yeah, you have to. One of the guys that was in my rank or my bracket or whatever was like a bodybuilder or like a power lifter. Sorry, power lifter. And I was just like, I'm not. Yeah. So I was like, I mean, I'm very proficient at jiu-jitsu, but like he cranked my leg with this leg lock, and I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's what I worry about with jiu-jitsu is hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it's like it's probably better. It's probably way more cool dudes than it is that kind of shit. But that kind of shit is always like ugh.
Well, also, it's just one of those. It's called the gentle art. Jiu-jitsu is called the gentle art, and it's not because it's a pussy art. It's because it gives you the option to control a situation. Yeah. So it's a situation where you can. I'm the guy that's like, I don't want to fucking. I love fighting. Yeah. But also, like, I didn't come here to fight, dude. I came here to compete. And like for some, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's different, and it also I just don't have the mindset for it. I know, like I get silver. I got lots of bronze, and I got lots of silver.
You and me are
couple silver.
Well, no, you and me are the same way. It's why I joke about drinking 8 beers at hardcore shows, but it's why I have to get a little bit drunk because I overthink it, and it's like you and me are the same way. You're like, this isn't anything.
Yeah, this doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and it's like when I'm at a show, I'm like, this is stupid, and then I'm like, I'm hammered. I go, this is what life is about.
Yeah. I just don't. So it comes down to that. So back to catch wrestling.
Catch, con.
So training moves. Yeah, so at carnivals, people were invited to challenge a catch wrestler
This is where wrestling comes into
to
play.
see if they could beat them. It was more of an entertainment or game kind of thing, and only winning by pin or submission. But people would still fight in unsanctioned matches that were people that would bite and injure other people. Like they would try to like hurt them in any way. But in 1899, the first major tournament was held in London.
What year?
1899. The capital of the British Empire in London. 1904, the Olympics were held in the U.S. and they used the catch as catch can rules because of how popular it had gotten by that point.
Yeah.
So before they had used the Greco-Roman rules. So after the Olympics, there was two main forms of wrestling that were defined: submission and non-submission. There were American freestyle wrestling, and that's how American freestyle wrestling was born. Essentially, what we see now in the Olympics, and they still kind of they adapted their rule set from this.
Okay.
So, like grappling, as far as a worldwide competition thing, was really like helped to be formed by catch wrestling.
Interesting.
So there were a trio that started their own catch wrestling league, and they would script matches.
Oh yeah, wait. I'm gonna get ready because I think I saw the name of this.
Okay, they would script matches, and they would use moves that they would make the audience feel like they were a lot worse, but they would just entertain the fan base.
Yeah.
In 1922, the audience caught up to this, and they had to change the name and the rule set to catch wrestling.
Wait, what was the name of the group though?
I didn't get the Gold Dust Trio. I was like, wait, what is? I feel like I'm gonna disappoint him, and I was like, I guess
Let me contribute somehow.
So essentially, that's where they were using catch wrestling, the kind of the rule set and the moves.
Yeah.
But they were also, that's when the work started to come in. That's when they would start to script outcomes because they knew that they were more popular and the audience were more entertained
And that's
by that.
where-
But then the audience became more aware of it, and they had to change it. They had to be like, all right, well, we can't be officially catch as catch can wrestling, so we're catch wrestling.
I'm glad you said that, by the way, because that's a big thing when you hear like old school wrestlers or, you guys all probably know the term breaking kayfabe. If you don't know, kayfabe's the story, the reality wrestling has set up. Kayfabe is basically pretending to exist in that.
Yeah.
And a lot of old school wrestlers and old school guys, they always get mad about you breaking kayfabe and doing all this shit. And it's like, brother, since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Everyone who hasn't been a child or completely retarded knows it's fake.
Yeah.
Or scripted. No, but so even since the late 1800s, they're like, that's all fake, right?
Yeah, but within that amount of time, the people were like, we know it's fake. And they're just like, all right, well then this, they're not actually, because that was the thing, was a lot of the catch wrestlers, it's all Northern England. Northern England is kind of where a lot of the stuff, not only did it come from there and obviously got popular and started to become more of a worldwide thing, but also it continued to grow in that, even though it was being used in these other, more Southern things, they started going pro wrestling, which actually was them using a lot more of the theatrics and moves that were specifically meant to look bad but actually didn't hurt at all, kind of things.
Yeah, the type of moves that end Stone Cold's career, but they do them every fucking night.
But they had, so this is actually a cool thing. In 1896, the Olympics would only allow athletes that were not making a living off the sport, so technically amateurs. Right?
Okay.
So they would not allow anybody that was you are a professional, this. Which is really funny because it caused amateurs to focus on skill and technique while the pro wrestlers were working the crowd for a show and for money.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling had gotten so popular that there weren't enough professionals, so they had to introduce gimmicks, weapons, women.
In the catch wrestling matches?
In pro wrestling. So the reason we have hardcore matches is because of the Olympics. choosing to go more legitimate and saying we want the people that are doing catch as catch can, not catch or pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So it ended up getting so violent that it got so insane in the 1930s. London City Council banned pro wrestling.
Damn.
So
Too hot for TV.
I'm telling you. And so this is really interesting, right? So catch wrestling in Northern England, like even though it's like getting so popular that like people like it's getting to where people need more from pro wrestling because they're like, okay, you can script it. Well, now that we know it's scripted, you need to give us more. And it got so popular that there weren't enough people from catch wrestling to come over to work the move, so they needed other things to entertain the people. So like storylines, gimmicks. So pro wrestling, hardcore matches, brawn panty matches, mud wrestling, all this other stuff, all came again from catch wrestling from Northern England.
And it's funny you say like, oh, they couldn't find more wrestlers from there because it's like, especially back in the day,
Wrestlers that were willing to do it essentially.
you couldn't just do like, you didn't have like a fucking WWE farm system where they were like, oh, it's a fucking 7-foot tall guy, let's teach him how to do it. It's like you needed to have a guy who knew how to actually wrestle, who knew how to actually fight.
Yeah. You needed your Dean Malenkos and all this stuff so you could have your Brock Lesnar's.
Yeah, I mean, and also too, like,
or Bill Goldberg's.
Well, also too, Brock Lesnar also does short matches. But he's just actually strong and can lift people above his head.
Yeah.
But no, I know also too. Remember reading about with wrestling and shit like that. You know, when they were still kind of like faking, like tricking people and shit. When it wasn't such an organized thing, you would have to have these wrestlers who were actually fucking good because you would get people, like you said, to challenge them, and they're like, "Well, we need you to actually beat them. We need you to actually beat these people if they actually like start to challenge you, and if we have a worker that doesn't want to do the job, we need you to be able to actually beat him in a fight if he's not going to listen."
Yeah.
So that was why they needed like even when it's scripted and pre-planned, they still always needed real fighters.
Yeah, and this is obviously I'm not getting into the names of a lot of things. There's lots more detail, and I cannot stress enough. Check out seriously if you think any of this is interesting. The MMA On Point guys have so many other topics and other things that they cover that are so immensely done. They really are like, to me, they're top tier. I know that they have like plenty of subscribers and shit like that, but check them out because if you like the nitty gritty of this, it's really interesting.
What if he got a call? He was like, "Pat, I was about to lose the house. Thank you so much for the plug."
Yeah, those 17 guys, man, I tell you what. But no, they're like, so in Northern England in 1940, right? Like, there's still catch wrestling. Like they're using it they're training. At this point now, they're like training. Like they're kind of just having these fights.
Yeah.
They're like these dudes are meeting in this fucking field.
Yeah.
Like these workers. They're literal working men that are after work. They're going to fucking grapple in the summer and shit like that. So they start the first ever gym, the Snake Pit, 1940.
Oh yeah, I kept seeing that. I go, that's fucking sick.
It's such a cool fuck. Wait, to me, all due respect to Ken Shamrock and his family, the way cooler than the Lion's Den.
Bret Hart and the Hart family.
The Dungeon.
The Hart Dungeon?
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I like that one.
Plus, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So this is where the
Bret
first
Hart's kind of a dork, but
so in 1940,
all respect.
They start this gym. There's competitions. It's a huge sport in Northern England, and it's essentially just kind of it's submission wrestling.
Yeah.
And it is one of the cores of MMA now. It is absolutely and possibly could be the first grappling art.
Was MMA grappling heavy from day one, or did
No, it was like street fight stuff to start. Yeah. Well, it was MMA,
but it was a lot of like sideshow stuff.
It was more of a street fight. Yeah, it was more of like no holds
Wasn't
barred.
until
like you could headbutt. we're gonna get into some of.
Or I meant more like when it got normalized that like everyone just knows grappling.
Oh, when did that? Oh no, that was I guess
that way later.
No, that was like it was a couple years into the UFC. Like starting out, there were like it was meant to be literally what like Bloodsport is.
Yeah,
where like a bunch of different disciplines.
So
like there was a wrestler.
Yeah,
that would go against a blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but they were essentially street fights.
Yeah, that's
they were like
famous...
what if a boxer fought a fucking karate guy.
Yeah, there's that famous clip of some like huge sumo guy getting knocked out by a little dude.
Yeah, so like there's been plenty of times where like that's how it started. It was kind of freak showish. You know what I mean? But this is the beauty of it. Like so something like catch wrestling can wrestling is going to spawn so many different like essentially combat sports in general. Combat sports entertainment. This one thing invented is what pro wrestling ended up coming into. It's what MMA ended up starting. Not necessarily boxing because boxing already invented, but when they have the ground fighting, like the way that they explained it, when they're like, catch wrestling's fun, but what about Lancashire ground fighting? And they're like, well, what do? Well, we wear our steel-toed boots, we kick each other in the shin, and we fight all the way to the ground until one of us pins or submits the other one. And you're like, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You're just like,
dude, every version of it, every
adaptation is there.
That's why I want to.
If you want to get mad at the WWE and UFC for combining, just realize they are the same.
No, they're coming back to each other.
Yeah, they're returning home.
No, that was the part that I was like, it kind of tickled me because you're obviously the MMA guy. I mean, we both like each, but you're the MMA guy. I'm the wrestling guy, and like this topic was so fun. Where I was like, oh, okay, it kind of like loosely comes from this, and you're like, no, it's
directly
the same spot. They're
it's a lineage.
They're brothers who left the house, and one brother went to college, and the other one went with the circus.
Yeah, there are names to this. There are people that are like, we've done catch wrestling. Some of us are like, let me go, like, I'm so well known, it's so popular, and I'm so good at catch wrestling that I can go, like, essentially go put on a training exercise and make it look like a fight and just be like, boom, bam, boom. And then people are going to be like, I'm going to pay to see that.
The dude I brought up earlier who trained all the Japanese fighters, because I heard his name before. I didn't know he had anything to do with MMA. He also helped develop a very popular style of Japanese wrestling called strong style.
Yeah.
And I go like, oh, that's some of my favorite pro wrestling.
So this is when it starts getting fun for me.
Yeah.
Before the UFC exists, there are 3 like huge organizations that exist that come directly from catch wrestlers starting these organizations. Shudo, Pancrase, and Pride.
Is there a broad year we're in right now?
I'd say this. I don't know. I believe it's 80s, 90s. Hold on, actually, I see. I'm so smart. 1985 for Shudo. I had the links next to each one of them because I don't know. I don't remember the years. Obviously, 1993 is Pancrase. Pancrase is something that I don't think we've talked about before.
I've never heard of it.
It is.
I thought you were saying pancreas.
So interesting. And you want to know some of the people that come from Pancrase?
Yeah.
I know you know these names.
Wait, how is it said?
Pancrase. Pancrase.
Pancrase. Yeah, because I was just joking. I was like, it sounds like you're saying pancreas. Pancrase. So who comes from there?
Have you ever heard of Frank Shamrock?
Yes, I have heard of Frank Shamrock.
Kenny Shamrock?
No, but I assume it's his brother.
Yeah. Ken Shamrock, brother.
I think so.
Ken Shamrock is the one that you know. Frank Shamrock's his brother.
Yeah.
But also Bas Rutten.
Yes.
Bas Rutten. This is my favorite. This is one of my favorite little fun facts about Pancrase. The rule set. So each one of these things, each one of these organizations, Pride is also the number one, I think, of all of those. Pride has, that's 1997. That is the one that ended up having possibly, and we could go into this if you wanted to as another topic for MMA month.
For a month?
But each one of these organizations has like a different rule set, essentially.
Yeah.
But Pancrase is one of my favorites. So they would wear... So what... Ken Shamrock's outfit... This is the funnest thing. Ken Shamrock's outfit in WWE is essentially a Pancrase... now I am saying it. Pancrase. Like... fighting uniform, essentially.
Yeah.
You wear like these shin pads because you're allowed to kick below the waist. Or
Yeah.
you're allowed to kick... But you're not allowed to. You're allowed to a closed hand punch the body or legs, but not the face.
Okay.
But what Bas Rutten was, you could slap. You could open hand hit the face.
Yeah.
And this is where he invented. And do yourself a favor, look up, just Google Bas Rutten explaining palm strikes,
Yeah.
because he invented. So the thing that I think what they do mostly in combat jujitsu. Remember when I called it slapping, and your fucking buddy in Nazareth almost cut my head off? Nazareth? Yeah, the jujitsu guy, the 10th Planet guy.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like essentially palm strikes. He figured out like, oh, I'm going to try to figure out how I can open hand strike, knock somebody out.
Yeah.
To where like he kind of went like, so what he did was like open hand. Okay.
So funny. They're
So
like, they're
he's this big Dutch kickboxer. He's fucking, he is one of my favorite people in the world.
dude, but it's like nerds that can kill.
Yes.
That's so funny. Like, it's so random. I'm going to figure out how to kill someone without my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
without my knuckles, essentially.
Yeah.
Because like he's essentially going like this. Bam. And then like he'll do that and they'll fucking get knocked out. And they'll be like, nothing in the rule book.
Is that how they just
It would be kind of like that. Like he would kind of try to like this. So most of the force, I think, comes here.
Yeah.
So he's like striking like that. Like this part of
Who's
the
this
knuckle.
again? Bas Rutten?
Bas Rutten, one of my favorite people in the world. He is hilarious. He's been on Joe Rogan plenty of times. He's a commentator for Pride, which is
Yeah.
the next one we're going to talk about. Which my favorite fighter of all time. Probably my favorite fighter of all time. Kazushi Sakuraba.
Okay.
Kazushi Sakuraba.
That's the name I recognized you told me
Yeah.
about with the dude who was training people.
He's one of my favorite people. I think I of all the people, we've talked about this a couple times of like who I would get starstruck by. If I got to meet him,
Sakuraba.
oh my god, dude, I would be like, I would gush.
Yeah.
I would just literally want to hug this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he is the coolest fucking.
Dude,
So he,
wrestlers are the only people I get like that around.
yeah.
Anytime
Isn't
I
it funny? Yes, because
because like especially too, and don't get me wrong, there's like a million comedians who I've met who I respect, but comedy's different. Like when and I've met a lot of famous people just doing stand up. It's cool,
Yeah.
but you don't. I don't get like anymore. When we went to when Shane took us to fucking SmackDown,
Yeah.
I was like a child. I was like, because they're like,
I would have peed myself.
I was like, well, that would have.
Oh
that
yeah,
would have been for other
day-
reasons.
Yeah, Pat, it would have been a day of the week.
Yeah, it would have been a fucking Friday. That's your P day. No, I just, you know what it is? It's like, oh, the superheroes are real. Like, that's the vibe. And it's probably similar for MMA.
Yeah, so the Kazushi Sakuraba is one of my favorite things is, you know how like people go like, oh, nobody's ever done that. Like, or somebody, you can never do this or anything. And then there's that one person that's just like, you know, not even just
I
like
could do it.
not even an inspirational thing, but it was just like oh, I did it though. You know what I mean? Like it's not even it's so Kazushi Sakuraba is somebody that was a natural talent.
Yeah.
He was not an MMA fighter. He was a catch wrestler. He wore a mask. He wore like spandex. He did the whole
Is
catch.
he always that? Well, did he have like a
So then he
tough guy job before that?
he transitions over to like he's just somebody who had been like essentially everything that he learned from catch wrestling, which is the one that ended up being pro wrestling in Japan. All the moves he learned, he was like, well, what if I just did these for real? Like I think he understood like if I could just did it this way, like you said, you bend it this way, and you're like,
Yeah.
he knew how to do that. This guy became known. He's still known as eventually. There was originally the Killer, but they switched it to the Hunter. He is the Gracie Hunter
Yeah.
because he is the only person to beat like multiple Gracie. He's
In
the
their
first,
prime,
the
right?
first person, to beat Hoist Gracie. He fought him for over an hour.
You told me about that. Yeah.
And ended up to where their corner threw in the towel. He beat his brother. He beat multiple different Hickson Gracie, I believe, Henzo Gracie, Hoist Gracie. He's beaten multiple different people.
Fighting for over an hour is actually fucking crazy.
It is absolutely, and it's not a boring fight to watch.
Yeah.
If you do end up knowing the outcome, I guess, but like it is one of those things where like it's crazy to know that this guy. So what he did was when he would fight in Pride or anything like that, he was famous for being. He was already famous as a catch wrestler. Mm-hmm. So like they're like, oh my god. So he is known as the pride of catch wrestling because it's not supposed to. You're the fake fighting guy.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to come into this real fighting league. We're not even talking about you're a real catch as catch can fighter. Like if you would have gone in there and beat somebody, that's already impressive because you're the fake catch wrestler guy.
Yeah.
But you're coming into MMA
Yeah.
and defeating these fucking killers. Now he also there was many times that he was it was just kind of like him just taking the damage and like weathering the storm essentially. But that's winning a fight.
Still,
you know what I mean?
I mean, that's fucking.
The only
wasn't Ali known for like being able to like wear him down?
There's a rope and dope technique and stuff like that. But he's also the only UFC tournament to happen in Japan.
Yeah,
he won that.
Okay,
like this is. And
he's the GOAT.
And he's not formally trained in MMA. He is a guy who came from pro wrestling. So, like, when he would come out to fights in Pride and stuff like that, he'd wear his wrestling mask.
Yeah.
He'd have gimmicks. He'd bring gimmicks to the ring. Like, there was one fight where he'd come out with 3 guys that were all in Kazushi Sakuraba gear, all wearing a mask. And then when they announced him, he was like, it's me! You know what I mean? Like, he just... And he ended up inventing the Quintet, which is a grappling tournament that I really enjoy. I love watching him. They're so entertaining. And he's a funny, charming, awesome dude. Like one of the greatest people I can imagine. And he came from almost directly. Like you can trace the beginning of combat sports from where this guy got famous first of all. Yeah. And like he's done it in multiple things. So it's really cool to know. I would love to see him in the Lancashire Shin Fighting League.
Shin Fighting League?
You know what I mean? Get some steel toes on him and see if
I
they
want
can
to see him with those
fight on the ground and throttle somebody.
You ever see those videos of it'll be like Indian dudes just slapping each other in the chest? Yeah. I want to do that. Yeah. I want to see him try that.
So like that's the other thing. Like everything. So also there was shoot wrestling, which I know you're familiar with, like you said before. Shoot is like all those terms are all coming from this catch as catch can wrestling style from Northern England in the 1800s. It's fucking crazy.
They still
that is like one of the things, and that's probably what Nogi Jiu-Jitsu is now. Is very close. It came directly from that. So you'll see pictures of this guy in gyms. The Maeda. You'll see the Gracies in the gyms. But, if I ever open a gym, that's the motherfucker I'm putting on the wall. Kazushi Sakuraba, and I'm putting fucking one of those Lancashire pair of steel toes up on the wall. Because, like, it's just fucking dudes going, like, let's go fucking sort it out in the lawn, bro.
Yeah.
And, like, these guys will bet on it. We'll all fucking... You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like... It is the purest form of like small business. I love fighting so much that this is like this came from just dudes liking to do it.
You know what's fun?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you get? Because like the way you're talking is making me laugh because I get that. It's why I love like arguing and stuff so much.
Yeah,
is like that I've watched. This is going to sound super nerdy, but like I've watched some, but it's like I feel like it's still almost like cosmically similar, like symbolically similar, where it's like I love watching a dude. I've watched people like ruin their careers in debates because they've just been fucked up so hard that it's like, oh, you're a fraud. And it's like that level of... Because there's always something with me in fighting, like I get too autistic about it, where it's like, we can't truly test it.
You can't agree to disagree.
What?
You can't agree to disagree.
Is
that what you're saying? Yeah.
Well, no, it's like obviously doing an MMA fight shows if you're a badass or not. But it's like there's this, because we can't. I mean, we could if we were on an island with a bunch of billionaires, but like we can't fight to the death.
Yeah.
So you can't technically know who's the... So that's why like my brain always shifts to... Because like I love... there is a part of me... Because this actually goes contrary to a lot of MMA shit where it's like they'll have the most vicious fight and they'll be loving at the end. And I go, no, I want to see someone's credibility get destroyed. Like mine's much more vicious in a way.
To me, it's like this just strictly came from dudes figuring out the easiest way to sort out their issues. They're easy, like to where
Yeah.
like you fucking piss me off. Well, I'm fucking all right. Well, what do you want to do about it? Like, well, I want to fucking slap you around a little bit. Like, well, you want to fucking try? Like, all right, cool. We got a
Yeah.
first fight. All right, like, but it's like also like after work.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we're gonna be like, "All right, man, we sorted it out." Like,
Yeah.
and like it is like the customs that started with this that they're like you still see them in practice in like modern day,
Well,
like mixed martial arts, and the fact that like,
which makes a lot
people
of-
that came from this gym, the Snake Pit, you know who came from that gym? Tom Aspinall.
ooh.
You know, his dad is the first black belt in the UK. The first ever jiu-jitsu black belt in the UK.
Really?
He's the first one that's
shit.
there's a lineage, like this is what I'm saying.
Oh, but
this guy, like Tom Aspinall,
Yeah.
is from this area.
Yeah.
That is why when he like
But it
when
makes-
people say I want to see John Jones against Tom Aspinall, they're like, "Oh, that'd be so fucking dope." Idiots. It's history, dude. It is Greco-Roman against fucking catch as catch can. That's what I was fucking losing my shit over. Because they're not gonna strike.
Yeah.
It's Tom Aspinall's not gonna get knocked out by John Jones.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a grappling. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a fucking chess match. And that's what I was excited about.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck where it happens. I don't care how much money anybody gets paid. That is what I want to see, because this guy who grew up in the place where this was invented, and this guy who is an undefeated fighter.
So funny.
this-
You're like making me realize I'm a bad person because I'm just like yeah, I like MMA, but I don't like how everyone respects each other afterwards. I want
It's
someone.
history, brother.
Yeah, no. I want someone to die.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like,
Not in MMA. That's why going
Yeah.
back to like the debate thing.
Yeah.
That's why like I just shout out Dave Smith. Like he just did it on Rogan debating that Douglas Murray guy. And now, you know, if you're a fucking evil I say evil, but if you're a fucking misguided Zionist, you're gonna watch that debate and have your own opinion. But everyone else with a fucking half a brain cell in their fucking heads, they're gonna watch that and go like, "Oh, Douglas Murray ruined his entire career because he was a cunt for 3 hours on Rogan."
Yeah.
And that like I watch, dude. I watch that shit the way you're watching MMA, going like, "No, fuck, that didn't just fucking happen."
yeah, and that's why I'm like, I don't care about like the social media influence. I don't care about your fucking pay-per-view buys. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. It's like, it's legitimately, it is just a matter of like, this is a really interesting historical thing that nobody gives the credit to. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody goes, it's human cockfighting, and it's that violent shit. Oh, that Joe Rogan bullshit, blah. Like any of that stuff. And it's like, it's got such a rich, it's an art.
Yeah.
Like it is, it's a mixed martial art. And that's the thing is like, the reason I think even mixed martial arts exist in general, like, is because of like the influence of catch wrestling going from like, well, we want to do it a little bit different. Like somebody brings that up in this documentary as well. And MMA on Point is like a lot of this where you see like, capoeira, you see other forms of where they're using kicks, but they're delivering them in a different way. They're doing, you know what capoeira came from?
Is that the dancing
That's
one?
Brazilian dance fighting. You know where it came from? Was
Catchers can catch wrestle?
the well, it actually came, the police you were not allowed to train martial arts or whatever, stuff like that. So what they did was,
But you can dance.
yeah, they made it look like dancing so that they wouldn't get found out that they were training self-defense, essentially, against the police that were searching them out. So like, essentially, that was like, it was like they're like, you know how people go like,
So
you
funny,
can't
they're
take this government, I gotta keep these guns, keep me from the government. Like, that's essentially their capoeira is their fucking, come take it from my cold dead dancing shoes.
Come take it from my beautiful brisk feet.
But all these things came from, because like catch wrestling was like, like, you can tweak it, you can do it different, but you gotta, like, literally, you're saying like, we're saying like people were dying. Like at one of the forms of this, they were like, oh, too many people are dying, we gotta change the rules.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, all right, well, we
Oh,
can't headbutt, we can't punch and get, like, we gotta take it a little bit simpler.
You were kind of getting at a thing that I was going to say earlier where, you know, about like all the history, and it's like, well, we're still just doing this and whatever you said. And it is a thing of like, well, yeah, once you find out, like, oh, if I bend this guy's arm this way, it puts him out of commission. Are you going to stop doing that?
Yeah.
You're either gonna keep doing that or find a more efficient way to do it.
But also,
So that's why it's like all that stuff stays there for so long.
do you know? I think, and this is my main argument against religion.
Okay.
Is right here. Is in that time.
Show me a
Let's
crucifix.
let's say Kimura. You know what a Kimura is?
Isn't there a move called a crucifix?
Crucifix is more of like a position kind
Yeah.
of thing. It's like basically where you trap the each arm.
What if they did that? You went to MMA gym, and they showed you they did crucifixes.
I'd fucking invert out of it. But there's it's like
That's so funny.
So like let's say they're doing a Kimura, right? It's
Yeah.
these two dudes fighting after work in the yard or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And if I break this guy's arm, when he tells me like he gives up, if I break this guy's arm, I got to do his work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to do twice as much work now because like that we were coworkers. So I think just the sportsmanship, like literally, was like it's a good idea.
Wait, why does that?
But what I'm saying is you don't have to be a good person because of some almighty thing. It's more of this was like a matter of convenience of like, oh, you fucking all right. You're gonna shut the fuck up now, right? Like it's literally like it's sportsmanship, but it's also
Yeah.
like it's also just a matter of convenience of like I'm going to be a good person, but because it is beneficial to me and it also benefits you.
Yeah.
It's not because of some almighty deity going like, if you do that, then I'm going to be mad at you.
Yeah, but
It's just him going like, I don't want to fucking have to pick up twice as much coal tomorrow because this dickhead's got a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, but then you get
I'll
some.
kick him in the goddamn shins.
Then you get some Weasley smart guy that tricks you guys, and now you're back in.
And there's fucking your wife.
Now you're back. Now your wife's getting fucked, and you're in the church anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this all
think,
sounds.
isn't it fucking incredible though? Like
Yeah.
literally everything comes back to
Well, it's you know what it
Northern
is.
England.
Well, you know what it is too. We got all these screens, and no, it is just funny. Like, it's just funny too the type of shit you do when you don't have to fucking have a dumbass phone all day and feel like you actually did something by scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
and you're just like it's just you and the boys. Well, because also there's that, and then there's so many activities I got to imagine develop because they're like, I just have to get away from my fucking family for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So they're
I'm gonna go
probably
fight Bill.
Well, it probably started off as like two dudes got in a fight at work, and so they were fucking around in the field, and then it just grew from there where they're like, oh, that's way better, and also she's not gonna be on my arse
Brother.
for being at the pub,
Brother, this is how it. Yeah. What is that? Well, he's working late.
I'm at
they're
the
fighting
sports club,
Yeah.
baby.
I'm getting exercise. I took my shirt off. No, I
Just rolling
this
around
is-
the field with the boys.
This is how it happens. Is like you have the disagreement, then you end up having the fight. People at work are like, "Damn, that was a pretty good fight," and they're like, "Maybe that's how we do things now. We just like settle it. Like the next time somebody's fighting, they'll be like." You better settle it in the yard. Who said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess they're gonna have to go fight it out. And like, so then there's a really good fight.
Yeah.
Somebody goes home and says like, "Damn, there was a fucking fight this afternoon. It was nuts. Fucking Jim fucking threw this other guy over, like, and he fucking got him in this headlock." And they're like, "Whoa, what are you talking about? What are you doing this?"
Had
And they're
a cool
like,
mask on.
"So they're like, can I come watch?"
can I go to that?
Like literally,
Yeah, you
the
just can't
UFC started with this, where they're just like, "All right, well, we're gonna have 14 fights tomorrow." You know what I mean?
yeah, you're like, also you can't talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that. It's not gay like that.
It's not that club. But yeah, this is a situation where like I think sports, let's say combat sports entertainment, definitely came from this. Like even if jiu-jitsu is the dominant martial art or dominant grappling art or something like that,
Yeah.
that's up for debate. What the top grappling is or grappling art is, but it is without a doubt that combat sports entertainment, as far as MMA or any of that stuff,
Yeah.
is definitely has something is somewhere rooted in this actual.
You heard
sport.
it here first, England. You did your first good thing.
You took a sport that we thought was, let's just say, a little bit Eastern.
You know what? You turned something that's pretty fucking gay, and you made it really tough. You said I'm gonna roll around the field with my bros, and it's also gonna make me super tough.
yeah, literally. So we can talk more about pride.
So fun.
We can talk about. I know eventually we're going to talk about John McCain's involvement.
John
but,
McCain.
I don't know
yeah.
What's the next topic?
What was that? What
Piece
was
of
the
shit.
union?
The Culinary Union.
Culinary Union.
Yeah, real assholes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're. We could talk about that. We could talk about Pride, which is the organization that may or may not have ties with a organized crime.
Oh yeah, it's the fucking
Shh, you can't say it. They'll cut us in half with swords.
Blah Bluza.
It is the Koozie Butts.
Easy butts.
So yeah, I don't know.
Whatever you want to do, brother. You're the mama guy.
Yeah, we'll talk about Pride and Prejudice.
Is it any type of pride? Like what or
Yeah.
what pride should I be looking into?
They have blue gloves. What does that mean? Smurf?
I don't know that joke.
I'm just saying they have blue gloves.
Oh.
I was saying, I don't know what color, but
Oh, the league pride.
Yeah.
Not like
you gotta stop doing that.
what?
Oh, actually, you know what? We will talk about that because
White
That-
supremacy?
no, but we will talk about Pride because that is where Mark Kerr did a lot of his fighting. Mark Kerr is the person that The Rock
his
is. Yeah, he's doing the movie.
Oh, what's the name? I love the name of that movie.
The Wrecking Machine. And
No. Is it?
yeah.
The Wrecking Machine?
What did you think it was?
Isn't the movie called like The Smashing Machine?
Smashing Machine. Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Wrecking Machine?
It's not Wrecking Machine.
Smashing Machine. It's the same name. There's a documentary that this film is actually based on the documentary that was made about him, which is by
God
the
damn
same
it.
name.
Google just looked up snacking machine. I would like one.
That is
I would,
hilarious. That is not a mistake by autocorrect.
I typed it out letter by what
And he's
letter.
obviously always looking for snacking locations and machines.
Yeah, smashing machine. Rock looks good in it too. Whoever
Yeah.
did he's he's 9 feet taller than Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
I looked up Mark Kerr and I go, oh, he's a short man. Not shitting on him or anything. But besides that, they got The Rock to look exactly like him.
Yeah, they did a really good job. So that is actually based on the documentary by the same name. It's like I'm really interested to watch that because
Is that out yet?
I don't know actually. It was. I hope not.
Let me look it up. Oh, look, there's a deal on snacking machines.
But yeah, that's he fought a lot there as well as a lot of my Vanderlei Silva fought there, Rampage Jackson, who's one of the greatest streamers right now of all time. Who else? Katsushi Sakuraba, the Gracies, they went in and out of there.
Is that movie?
Vanderlei Silva, what?
Sorry, the movies. It's the headlines for the doc came out in 2002.
Yeah.
The movies only cost The Rock $40 million. That's interesting.
Interesting.
That's cool. You don't see
Did it say when it comes out? The
the new snacking machine model.
The live action, not the animated. I still love that. They're still doing that shit. They're like, oh no, the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yes,
The one where they cast the real alien.
October 3rd.
October 3rd. God damn. They've been
Yeah.
advertising the fuck out of that.
Dude, they do that.
That's like months and months away.
Yeah, dude, they did that with dude, there's actually this really cool one coming out about it's like a small town when COVID happened. It's who's the Hereditary guy? I always Ari Aster or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And it's the guy who did Hereditary and Midsummer. It's like Joaquin Phoenix, the Spanish dude who's playing Mr. Fantastic.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, the guy. No. God damn it, that's funny. Whatever that fuck. The guy in The Last
Cheech
of Us,
Marin.
who sucks ass, but he's a great actor.
Frank.
Frank Reynolds.
Frank Trey.
I think it's
Luis Guzman.
Sofia Vergara. Sofia Vergara.
Cuban Heat.
No, he's in it. A bunch of people are in it, and it's a movie about this town during COVID. It's so much more than that. It's really interesting. It's fucking crazy. Joaquin Phoenix plays a nut, and I was like, oh, this is great. And like whenever you see that, you're like, all right, give me. It's gonna be out in a month or two, and then again, a year and a half. I go, why? There's
Yeah.
so much stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that's part of the strategy because there is so much stuff that they want to just like get it. But at the same time, Superman comes out this week, and I got to be honest, if I see that fucking S one more time, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
It's on fucking Fortnite. It's on TV. It's in commercials.
I want to
It's like,
see
Jesus
it, but
Christ.
I want to see it, but everywhere you turn, you're like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I just I feel like the
Superman. Sorry, I didn't get the last one out.
Yeah, I think October is just like a crazy thing because I feel like
The 10th month of the year.
it feels like it should be. Yeah, that's like 3 months away, and I saw that like advertisement probably like 2 months ago. Like, why would I don't know? It's just crazy. I don't know.
That's not great. 5 months before a movie comes out.
But like to see like a finished trailer, not like a teaser or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the movie's fucking done, dude. You're promoting it. How it's like you're promoting it. I don't know. It seems like they're promoting it as long as.
Well, it is funny too. I would love to. I don't know how you'd go about this, but I'd love to analyze the promotion process of movies because they always seem to like I've seen directors talk about it. They're like, dude, the money you have to set aside just to fucking tell people this movie's out. But I also too. Some of the promotions you see where you're like, yeah, this is really going to help the movie. Because, like, dude, fucking people making memes online when, like, Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie came out, people making organic memes, Barbenheimer memes, did more than any, like, ooh, we got fucking stupid Tits McGee on Vanity Fair to write an article. And you're like, I wonder what the percentage is of like how much of that money is truly wasted in movie production.
That's probably what this is. This is probably they're waiting for like there's not going to be any weird like double feature jokes with it. You know what I mean? Like they're just like I wonder how much of their research and development went into like going like let's make sure there's no double entendres with anybody else getting released that week. So yeah, well, next week we'll talk about Pride. We'll talk about a little bit from the Smashing Machine. I think that'll be a good, interesting thing. Nope. And guess what? It's Pee Your Pants 30 again.
Bye.
Bye.